Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we return to talking about the video game The Last of Us Part 2 and the drama that's been surrounding it lately. There have been a few new developments since we started talking about this story, which we're going to jump into real quick. But first, quick recap, Last of Us is a very popular video game for the Sony PlayStation. It came out in 2013 with a remastered version coming out in 2014, and now about 6 years later, and the Part 2 is supposed to be released. Now, it was delayed indefinitely until about a week or two ago when the plots all leaked online, causing the game to force a release date, which is coming in June. Less than a month from now, the game is set to come out, but fans are no longer nearly as excited for it anymore after seeing all these leaks. The leaks looked really bad, not to mention this game is looking progressive and woke as hell. It's getting woke and going broke, that's for sure. And as this saga continues, things seem to keep getting worse and worse for Naughty Dog, the company behind that. First, they released a video from the lead designer and leader of this project, Neil Druckmann. He released this vlog-style video on the Naughty Dog YouTube page, trying to kind of cover his tracks and keep people excited for the game. They know the plot's leaked. They know they've been forced to release, so they've pushed up their deadlines and stuff, but this problem hasn't been stopped yet. First, we got the Neil Druckmann video, which we're going to get to soon, and then later, they also released a trailer for the game that came out, and it's very interesting because they've turned off all comments and likes and dislikes, so you can't see the trailer's ratings. People can't comment on it. They're already kind of bracing for a disaster. This is Naughty Dog in full damage control mode, make no mistake. They're trying to keep the project together and not lose any more money because these leaks have definitely affected them. So with all that said, let's jump into this video. This is Neil Druckmann right here, and as you can already tell, he's a man bun wearing guy, so that's pretty expected when you're talking about SJW, like people like this. This is the guy that we mentioned before in another video, how he was influenced by Anita Sarkeesian. He's influenced by big SJWs like that, so she had a role to play in kind of influencing this Last of Us video game, the video game and the story going full woke, all girl leads, lesbian romance, sort of alphabet person that's the new villain that you also play in the game, who takes out some of our favorite main characters. And again, this is the video that Naughty Dog did to first try and do some damage control a few days ago. As you can tell, it's got a lot of dislikes, 66,000 dislikes versus 23,000 likes. Not the best ratio. Comments are turned off, so they're not even trying to accept any thoughts on this. But let's go ahead and hear what he has to say, and we'll take it from there.
Hey guys, as I'm sure you've heard by now, The Last of Us Part 2 has a release date of June 19th, 2020. But that's not what this video is about. We wanted to let you know that we have gone gold. So back in April, we told you that, due the state of the world, logistics way beyond our control, we had to push the game.
Right, so we're kind of getting a forced explanation here. I'm sure they would have liked to just delay this a little longer, waited for things to die down. Granted, America is starting to reopen in a lot of places, so this might have been inevitable anyway, but the leaks definitely forced their hand, forced them to kind of make a choice, release the game soon, or possibly change it. Some people even suggested they should reconfigure the game, redo some of the story, fix these problems that people hated when they saw the leaks, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. The game is basically done, and when he says go gold here, that means it is done. It's getting printed and put into CDs, put onto the DVDs, and put onto the internet so people can download it. It's still not coming out until June, but they're getting it ready, and they're pretty close to that release.
Which gave us a few extra weeks to polish, and now that we have a release date, we've submitted our gold master. So that means discs are starting to get pressed, and the executables being put on the PlayStation Network. And you're going to have our game in just a few short weeks. And normally this would be a moment of celebration. We'd be at the office having a drink, eating cake. But we're all stuck in our homes. And I just want to take this moment to congratulate the team that has pulled off the most ambitious game we've ever made. And
okay, good confidence. Not really the worst promotion for this kind of thing. He's promoting a game he's worked a lot on, but this is still damage control. We're still dealing with the problems and the fallouts, and this is the kind of video he probably didn't want to have to make. I think it was probably something from PR or advertising was saying, hey, maybe even he thought of the idea. Let's speak to the audience. Let's try to direct some thoughts to them. And it's a noble attempt, but after everything we've seen, after everything we've gone through, after everything we know about Neil and his Anita Sarkeesian loving dumb mind said, oh my God, what a dork. And he kind of sounds like one too. And again, we pointed out his ponytail, his SJW tendencies. Not enough. This video is too little, too late. Again, I have no hard feelings against this guy. Maybe just kind of bummed that he ruined his own franchise, but it is his franchise. But I think The Last of Us, I think this is just goes to show that the first Last of Us game was just a lot of luck. It was the right place, right time. They did it well, but at the same time, it wasn't something that meant to have a sequel, probably.
And I know I've said this before, but you won't know to what degree until you get your hands on it and just see the care that has gone into every detail, from the level design to the mechanics, just graphically how the game looks, environments, art direction, characters, story, the audio design, the soundtrack. Oh my God, the soundtrack is so amazing that even for us who have played this game, we can't even count how many times. We know it inside out. We're still emotionally moved. I've just finished a playthrough and I was crying by the end of it.
Crying by the end of a playthrough. Okay, that just goes to show, okay, again, we know this guy now, we know him pretty well, and this is all about emotion. And emotion plays a role, don't get me wrong. Video games can have emotion, especially these story-driven, movie-like experiences that Naughty Dog has become known for. But again, previously they had more of a fun feel to it. Uncharted was more of an adventure game with some small emotional elements, some romances and stuff like that. But all in all, a fun kind of romp. But Last of Us is super serious, and that's kind of the good turn. That's not a bad thing. But the way this guy says there's crying at the end, the way he's trying to just push this emotion, he's trying too hard, and it just seems like typical SJW. Look at the look on his face here. He's like so happy that his video game made him cry. And I'm not trying to cry shame. I'm not trying to be like, oh, bro, you can't cry because you're a dude. That's not the point at all. The point is just this over emotionality, this over influence on feelings. We're all talking about feelings a lot nowadays, especially SJWs like this, and that's just the part of what we're dealing with. This thing got too emotional, too many tears, not enough focus on the game and what made the first one fun, what made the first one badass too. I think a lot of that goes back to the Joel character. A lot of people like the main guy in the first game named Joel. You start as him, you play as him most of the time. Sure, you pick up Ellie halfway through the game, but you come back to Joel. Joel is the main kind of male protagonist, and they just abandoned that completely for the second game and turned into this whole emotional cry fest. We got lesbians, we got love triangles, we've got this sort of androgynous person taking out our hero. It's a big mess, and I understand why people are upset, but it is just kind of funny to hear this guy talk about crying. He's like, oh, cry my game.
And the last thing I will say is, no matter what you've seen or heard or read, nothing compares to playing this thing from beginning to end.
Okay, that's a little unofficial nod at the leaks. I don't think it's getting directly mentioned here, but he's basically saying, I know there's some leaks out there. I know you saw the ending maybe, but you got to play this story through to the end. And I think that's actually true. I'm going to give this guy credit. I'm trying to be fair here. You saw me give him credit before. He's trying to save his project. He's passionate about it. We understand that. He's made a lot of mistakes, though, of course, and those kind of overshadow the good moments and the good parts here. But what about here is, yeah, you should still play these games. Like, I don't usually let spoilers ruin my day. If I'm going to go see a movie, I'm still going to see the movie. If I'm going to play something, sometimes I see the end online early on, but doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It's more about the journey. I understand that. But in this case, I'm not sure this is going to work on most people because it's just too much. It's too far gone. It's too extreme. It's too radical left. It's just too it's just embarrassing, and I don't think you could just say, oh, we're going to play this. I don't think he's going to win anyone back over. This is just damage control, and it continues on to the next video. So the next one is, we got the trailer. I can't really show you guys too much of the trailer here. Maybe I'll watch some more. But the basic point is in this trailer is there's no mention. Here's what I've heard so far. First of all, no likes or dislikes, no comments. So it's not really an open dialogue here. And then secondly to that is there's no mention of the second protagonist. The second main character that you play in this game is that sort of person with the golf club, the alphabet person with the golf club. You all remember that picture. I can re-show you the picture here. They've been getting pretty famous. And this is the person that some people think might be trans or just androgynous or just non-gender, gender fluid or something alphabet. And you play as that character for half the game. And they become like half the game's story. So it's pretty significant. I'm not sure why it's not in the trailer here. I guess it's just... it's supposed to be a surprise. You were just kind of just starting with the story about Joel and Ellie again. They're together in the beginning. I've seen some clips of the beginning too. But yeah, basically, we know that they're going to be really strict about this, showing clips of this trailer, so I can't really do it. I'm just showing you a few pictures. But yeah, the trailer has no likes or dislikes, meaning you can't see the likes or dislikes. I think you could still vote and they'll see it. So let's just dislike it just so they know that we're not cool with this. This is age restricted. Right, we're not going to be able to show much more of this, so I'll just switch back to the camera. And yeah, that's just a bad sign already. And it just goes to show this whole Last of Us situation is still unfolding. We've still got a number of weeks before the game comes out. So there's a lot of time here to kind of see a few more trailers, maybe some early release stuff. Some people will talk about clips, and there will be a ramp up to coming out. They're going to still try and save this. It's going to be, I think, similar to like what it reminds me of is almost like a Captain Marvel situation. That was the big SJW release from last year. It wasn't a video game, of course, but in this case, this is a video game like movie. It's a movie kind of game. It has a lot of story. A lot of people are going to get into it. It's going to be a big month coming up, so a lot to look forward to. It should be fun, should be interesting. I want to see what else happens with the story, see what happens with the game. I think I'm going to be playing the game just to test it out. I'm not really a big fan of what's been going on here. What I've seen is kind of upsetting. I normally wouldn't buy the game. I think a lot of people aren't going to be buying it because of what they've heard, and that $60 is a lot of money. So you got to pick games that you're going to play, you're going to like, and also just companies and projects you want to support. So I may be going against that in a bit, but I consider myself a sort of media review kind of guy. I know I'm not a video game reviewer. I'm not an official movie reviewer, but I try to see this media for you so that we can all kind of process it together. I can give you a take, and that way more people can consider whether or not they want to play it or not. People following along at home, you guys are the best, by the way. Great fan base. No Bullshit has really stepped up in the last month. We're changing gears a few things. We've got this new video format, but I think it's been going great. I hope you guys enjoy it. I've been able to get more videos out quicker, cover more hot topics as they roll through, instead of taking the normal 2 to 3 days to produce a long form video. But we're still going to have those long form videos from time to time too. Those are not going anywhere. Nothing is going to change for the worse here. We'll still have the old content, just kind of adding new content. And in addition to that, I want to also hype my second channel, because NoBS News has been posting extra videos for you guys. So a third video each day is going to be coming out on the second channel. We're almost to 10,000 subscribers there too, by the way. So make sure you guys check out the second channel. Link to that below. Go to NoBS News on YouTube. I'm going to be putting extra videos on there because I don't want to overwhelm this original No Bullshit feed. We're going to have a second one, NoBS News, for extra videos. Also, maybe some streams and stuff on there too. See how it goes. Hopefully get to 10,000 subscribers soon too. We're already at well past 8. We've gained a lot recently, so very exciting. And besides that, make sure you guys comment your thoughts on everything below. Comment your thoughts on The Last of Us 2, on this Neil Druckmann video, on the trailer coming out, the fact that they're hiding comments and ratings. And also make sure you hit the like button if you want more Last of Us videos, if you want more No BS, if you want to keep the show going, hit the like button. And thanks again for watching. We'll see you guys on the next one.